he is taller than you. How's that make you feel?
You know, I feel kind of a little funny about it. You know, I mean, like, especially when he put his arm on my shoulder, I'm like, hey, easy. But he just kind of came out of nowhere, you know. I mean, looking at these pictures like 3 years ago, and I was, you know, hugging him, you know, around his neck, you know, he's this little guy. And then 3 years later, I'm looking up at him. It's a kind of a weird feeling, but he hadn't finished. He's 17, still growing.
How many more inches you expecting to get off of him?
It's possible he could get to 7 foot. You never know. Yeah.
You're hoping?
It doesn't matter. I'm fine with how I am now, but if I get to 7 foot, that's
I mean, I used to save all these shoes over the years, you know, for him, right? Can't fit him.
Your feet are that big?
16, you know, so he can't fit any of my shoes, so I got to give him to somebody else because I can't use them, so.
Well, with this current climate that's going on in sports, particularly in college sports right now, you went 3 years, but you did go back to school at Morris Brown and got your degree. You dropped out so you could play pro ball. What's the advice you're giving to Jacob?
Well, you know, it's very rare that these young players today go 4 years, even 3 years of college because of the NBA and what it brings as far as a development part of you know what they do. These kids they go and get 3 years to develop to become even a better pro, and so very few guys stay 3-4 years. Now, I wanted him to go to college to experience what college life was about, being on his own, what it would be like. And if he go 1-2 years, I'm good with that. But one thing I'll always preach him, you know, you still have to get your education. Education is key. I want him to be a student athlete, not an athlete that's a student. You know? And so
how are your grades, son?
how my grades. They're good actually now.
Oh, I hear that now.
Oh yeah, and so I drive that. Hey, you know, if grades isn't this, we can't do that. You know.
Oh, so is he a disciplinarian with you? And how is he?
Is he? I mean, he tells me what I need to do, like, cause at the end of the day, it's up to me to do it. So he just tells me. He doesn't really tell me more than once. I just.
That's the reason why I don't tell him more than once. You know, but it works, you know. But you know, one thing, it's the respect that your kids have for you, you know. And he understands now that what I'm trying to tell him, I've been through that. I've done it, you know. I've done it on a level that very few have done it on. So and I tell him, if you can't learn from me, who can you learn from? And because I've been there, I've done it.
Well, I love this. It says legacy. The greatest legacy one can pass on to one's children and grandchildren is not money, but rather a legacy of character and faith. And it's the number 21, the number that your dad wore, and the number that you wear. Why did you have that engraved on your arm?
Because it means something to me. Like, this is gonna stick with me like throughout my whole life, no matter if it's basketball or whatever. It's just dedication and motivation to doing something to my fullest.